Swadika, and thank you for joining us for the morning edition of NBT World Brief. You're with me, Tra Tirakausan. Thailand's election commission says the overall process of advance voting yesterday concluded smoothly despite a small number of issues reported at some polling stations. After voting closed, Election Commission Secretary General Sawang Bunmi said most problems were minor and were resolved promptly. One key issue involved missing candidate lists from Lampang province. The problem was found at advanced polling stations in Chonburi and Chiang Rai. Officials corrected the mistake during the voting. Another issue involved QR codes introduced by Bangkok authorities to help voters check their queue numbers. In some polling stations, the QR codes were mistakenly linked to outdated data at first and were resolved quickly after. The EC Secretary General also addressed public confusion over constituency codes that differ from postal codes, explaining that electoral boundaries are adjusted regularly and do not align with standard postal areas, making separate codes necessary. Now, the Election Commission has also reminded the public, media, and academic institutions that publishing or disseminating election opinion polls is prohibited during the 7 days before Election Day from February 1st to February 8th at 5 p.m. Now, he stressed that all polling activities must strictly comply with the law to ensure a fair and transparent election process. Economists forecast Thailand's economy will grow by just 1.4% this year, citing political uncertainty, export pressures, and rising cybercrime as key challenges. Financial investment company INVEILS Securities said Thailand's economic growth is expected to remain subdued, especially in the first quarter, which coincides with the general election period. Delays in government budget disbursement could weigh on economic momentum. Thailand's exports continue to face headwinds amid global economic uncertainty, while domestic consumption remains fragile. Cybercrime has also emerged as an additional risk, undermining consumer confidence and financial activity. Despite the challenges, the economic outlook could improve in the second half of the year if political stability is restored swiftly and economic policies are implemented without disruption.
ถ้าเผื่อการเลือกตั้งสามารถเป็นไปได้อย่างราบรื่นนะครับมีรัฐบาลใหม่ได้อย่างค่อนข้างรวดเร็วเนี่ยก็จะทำให้กระบวนการในเรื่องของการทำนโยบายทางเศรษฐกิจเนี่ยไปได้ต่อเนื่องเรามองภาพปีนี้เศรษฐกิจไทยเนี่ยอาจจะโตประมาณ 1.4 นะครับผมมีทั้งอัพไซด์และก็ดาวไซด์นะครับอาจจะชะลอลงจากปีที่แล้วที่ประมาณ 1.8 เล็กน้อยนะครับครึ่งปีแรกอาจจะเรียกว่าไม่ค่อยสดใสนักอย่างที่ถามมานะครับแต่ว่าครึ่งปีหลังเนี่ยถ้าภาพไปได้ต่อเนื่องก็จะเห็นทิศทางที่ดีขึ้นครับผมครับ
The Meteorological Department says Thailand will enter the 2026 summer season at the end of February, with temperatures expected to be higher than last year and extreme heat forecast in several provinces. The department said the summer runs from late February through mid-May. Overall conditions are expected to be hotter than in 2025, with Mae Hong Son, Lampang, and Tak among the provinces where temperatures could exceed 42 degrees Celsius. Weather during the summer is expected to be hot and humid at times, alternating with occasional thunderstorms in some areas, which may bring short-term relief. However, extremely hot conditions are still likely in certain locations on some days. Average maximum temperatures across Upper Thailand are expected to reach 36 to 37 degrees Celsius, above the normal average of 35.4 degrees, while total rainfall during the season is forecast to be 30 to 40% below normal. From late March to mid-April, hot and humid weather is expected across most of the country, with some areas facing extreme heat of up to 42 to 43 degrees Celsius, especially in the north. Summer storms may still occur during this period. In the south, thunderstorms are forecast over 20 to 30% of the area from March to late April, with sea waves around 1 meter. Rainfall is expected to increase in May, especially along the western coast, where waves in the Andaman Sea could reach 2 to 3 meters. The meteorological department warns that prolonged extreme heat may increase the risk of wildfires and heat-related illnesses, especially among the elderly, children, and people with health conditions, urging the public to take precautions during the hottest months. The Royal Irrigation Department and the Rubber Authority of Thailand have jointly unveiled a new initiative to promote the use of rubber-based innovations in the country's irrigation systems. The two agencies announced the launch of the Rubber Innovation for Thai Irrigation project, which brings together joint research and development to adapt natural rubber for use in irrigation infrastructure. The materials are designed to be flexible, durable, long-lasting, and environmentally friendly. Pilot projects include the production of 43,000 rubber buoys used to trap water hyacinths, as well as 15,000 meters of high-density polyethylene pipes mixed with natural rubber for water conveyance and drainage systems. Together, the pilot projects will use a total of 900 tons of natural rubber.
เรารับนโยบายจากท่านรัฐมนตรีให้ขยายไปสู่ในเขตพื้นที่อื่นนอกเขตประทานด้วยนะครับในเรื่องของเขตที่กรมนาที่ดินไปทำเรื่องของระบบกระจายน้ำในพื้นที่นอกเขตชลประทานในส่วนของพื้นที่สปก.นะครับที่จะสร้างระบบกระจายน้ำให้กับพี่น้องเกษตรกรในพื้นที่นะครับก็เป็นตัวอย่างนะครับที่อยากให้พี่น้องสื่อมวลชนได้ประชาสัมพันธ์นะครับให้กับสังคมได้รับรู้ว่าวันนี้เราขับเคลื่อนตามนโยบายการนำนวัตกรรมมาเสริมการทำงานของเราพยายามจะนำนะครับสินค้าเกษตรนะครับทุกอย่างที่มีนะครับมาใช้นวัตกรรมในการที่จะเพิ่มราคาเพิ่มรายได้ให้กับพี่น้องเกษตรกรนะครับวันนี้ยางเป็นตัวอย่างแรกนะครับที่เราขับเคลื่อนก็จะมีอีกหลายๆตัวนะครับที่เราจะพยายามผลักดัน
The permanent secretary said the cooperation helps increase the use of domestic materials while supporting rubber farmers affected by falling prices caused by economic volatility both in Thailand and globally. He said the initiative also helps address oversupply in the rubber market. Under the project, the government will purchase rubber at 80 baht per kilogram. If the plan moves forward as intended, authorities will also encourage other state agencies to adopt rubber-based products in public infrastructure projects. Officials estimate that if the program is fully implemented, rubber demand could rise to as much as 1 million tons, potentially pushing up prices up to 100 baht per kilogram. The government hopes the support measures will help stabilize rubber prices over the long term. In the southern province of Phang Nga, a small wooden house is playing a big role in preserving one of the nation's most treasured cultural traditions. Ban Sin Na Takola, a community learning center in TAKUA district of Phang Nga province, has been teaching KHON, Thailand's classical mass dance drama, to local children and youth for more than a decade. The initiative follows the royal commitment to preserving Thai arts under the patronage of Her Majesty Queen Sirkit, the Queen Mother. The green traditional Thai house serves as a training space where young learners are introduced to KHON, which was inscribed on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2018. The center reflects the strength of the local community in safeguarding and passing on Thai performing arts in a sustainable way. The founder, Chayathorn Sirilikit, transformed his family's wooden home into a cultural learning hub. What began as a small practice session with the community has grown into a recognized center for Thai classical dance supported by cultural agencies. He says his love for KHON began in childhood through stories by his grandmother before he pursued formal training at university. Today, the center offers free KHON and Thai dance classes to children and youth in TAKUA. Students gather to practice after school from 4 to 7 p.m. and on weekends. Now, in addition to preserving cultural heritage, performances by the students also generate income, which is used as education funds and financial support for their families. And that wraps up our morning news report. Stay updated with the latest developments and more stories. Simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีค่ะ